think of the road he traveled and what he endured to be here tonight, holding 2 championships.
Well, it has to be recognized that right now, we are witnessing dominance on another level.
One thing he can't do, guys, is try to outthink the Apex Predator.
You're right. It simply can't be done. This superstar needs to rely on physical ability.
Mr. 2 Titles has arrived.
I can't imagine the amount of pressure he's feeling carrying around 2 championships.
Yeah, the pressure is on when you have 1 title, but with 2, it has to be immense.
He's looking pretty unshakable entering the ring.
Yeah, and whether he is or not, just appearing that way to your challenger is what it takes. And the champion knows that.
Introducing the challenger from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 251 pounds, the John Cena Legacy Champion and the WWE Intercontinental Champion, John Cena. And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the undisputed WWE Champion and one half of the NXT UK Tag Team Champions, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Not going to be any question about who's champ after this.
Byron, the undisputed championship is on the line here. The title has one of the richest histories in our business. The champion is representing quite a legacy here tonight.
Yeah, the combined history of the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship all rolled into one championship. And like the title implicates, there is no disputing who is at the top when you carry that hardware around.
Kick to the abdomen. Collar and elbow.
Shoved out of the way. Drop kick with precision.
John Cena with a rough blow there.
Got the leg and going after the legs. About to be the proverbial one-legged man in the you-know-what kicking contest. And into the collar and elbow.
Being pushed aside and forced into the corner.
Oh!
look is venomous after that move.
Yeah, John Cena looked confident going on the attack. What is up? Watch out. We can see a new meaning to the term hot mic.
Goodness, microphone shoved directly into the face.
He dodges out of danger.
Whoa, monkey flip.
I love it.
Ah, look at this, just cranking it out.
Ooh. Not looking in any condition to fight. More like a sitting duck here.
Big back body drop. Ow.
What a shoulder block. Boom.
And Cena is in command.
This is the side of Cena that only Randy Orton brings out.
Backbreaker.
Oh no, trapping the arm. A vicious stomps to the hand.
You want to control the tempo, you want to dictate the pace. That right there is how you do it.
Oh, look at this, just cranking the head. That's gotta hurt. And that was offense with a hurtful purpose.
Uh-oh, this is not going to look pretty. Submission being applied.
Crucial moment, and he very quickly counters. Lifted up. What's next? Taken down with a body slam.
Orton lining up his opponent carefully, and a big-time knee drop. Oh! Trying to wrestle free their opponent's arm, has the arm trapped.
Oh, stop right to the hand.
I love the champion's mindset here. Nothing fancy, just trying to deal out as much damage as possible.
Talking trash. Forearms to the face. The audacity. The challenger looking fairly run down at this stage.
Still got a ways to go, but you don't want to let this trend continue much longer if you can help it.
Cena is unable to stop this string of offense.
Yeah, Orton unleashing all of his inner malice for Cena.
And Orton gets countered there.
He's finally able to slow down all those incoming attacks.
But Cena still has to do more to get this fully in his favor.
And Cena's able...
Cena ducks underneath. Couple of shoulder tackles now. Cena, the powerhouse, will finish things up with a slam. Ah, John Cena, looking for you can't see me. Suplex. He's headed out to the ringside area.
Steering attention to the neck.
Oh, kick right to the gut.
Oof, kick finds it.
Uh-oh, he's searching for something.
With all this in mind, take it from me. Nothing good ever comes from rearranging furniture.
Back into the ring. He's out of the ring. What does he have in mind now? Fatigue is setting in for the challenger.
I think we can consider this the beginning of the end, gentlemen.
Release back suplex.
Orton and Cena are totally locked in right now, giving this every last bit of energy they have.
This match is no longer win or lose. It's do or die for these men. Over and over again. Orton's planning and calculations paying off there.
Just after...
Will a champ make that pay off? Consider your title dreams dashed after that.
Gonna wear down their opponent. Oh, with the heel hook stretch. The Apex Predator taking command.
Cena's just trying to weather the storm.
Oof. The challenger's looking down and out there.
Yeah, he's just running on fumes now.
What a match. What a match.
Cena doing...
John Cena. Attitude adjustment.
It just got as bad as it could for the champ.
He's doing some dangerous redecorating.
I think the tape...
Oh, he got him. Is he going to lock this in?
And he's got to do anything he can not tap out and give up a fall here.
A single leg camel clutch and a great counter. Uh-oh. And Cena with the wherewithal to counter. DDT. Cena plans in motion.
From the top, the leader of the C-Nation. Cena got all of it, had him in his sights, focused, and nailed it.
The fruits of his determination on display there.
Put in the corner now. Perch on the middle rope.
Cena looking to put this thing away.
He lets his opponent out of the submission.
Yeah, but who knows what damage has been done.
Ow!
Foot, meat back. Lands the elbow.
And late in the game, Cena keeps mounting the offense.
Yeah, Randy's odds are in some serious jeopardy.
Gets out of the ring. What's going to happen now? Back into the ring now. Gets lifted into position.
And the WWE Universe continues to remain on their feet. They know they are witnessing something special here.
Mounting their downed opponent and firing off a series of blows.
Oh, a nasty stop to finish it off.
That offense will definitely knock the wind out of him.
Just punishing his opponent.
The Viper about to give Cena a dose of venom. RKO! Chance to retain here. The champ might have put this one to bed.
Oh, look at this. Just cranking the head. That's got to hurt.
Carefully measuring, waiting to strike.
No count out as he takes things out of the ring.
Finds the table, and guys, I do not see the table being long for this world. And he now slides back into the ring.
Big clothesline.
Check out this power. Deadlift gut wrench applied.
Elbow drop.
It's that time again. Time for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Gotta be agonizing for the arm.
Watch out. Tossing those steel steps like they're nothing. The Viper in bad shape here.
Cena giving no quarter.
That did not look good, and Orton has started to bleed.
You can feel it. The place is rocking.
The WWE Universe making...
Probably not going to win for a couple hundred years, Byron. You know why? Because the Billy Goat's curse is in effect.
Oh, I can't stand this move.
Hi, Colt.
It's
way to break the curse.
John Cena.
Hey! We might be moments away from crowning a new John Cena looking to close this thing out.
And he decides to let his opponent out of the hold.
Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of the submission.
Powerbomb. Big match, John.
The Viper might be feeling a bit rattled.
Taking a shot to the stairs, right to the head. And Orton hit with another powerful shot there.
We've seen Cena in this position so many times. Will he find a way to close things out? Dodge is out of the way. Here come the bombs. Ooh, point of the elbow counters that.
Big boot.
He's in a very bad spot, totally out of it.
DDT.
Here it comes.
Lifted and completely helpless here.
Big slam.
And so much damage has been done to the head here. I really don't like this, guys.
I'm hoping we'll see a sign of mercy, but I don't know if that'll be the case.
Uh-oh, Cole, I think we know what the Viper's doing.
Yeah, Randy Orton was in position.
DDT. Orton mercilessly executing a devastating attack on Cena. Just mounted with punches and
And a stomp to the gut.
Orton going to that place could be academic from here.
Devastating maneuver by the champion.
Looking for something, anything under the ring.
He's got a weapon now, and he knows how to use it.
No doubt about it. This is just added extreme insult to injury. And Orton maintaining that patented vicious streak of his deep into this match.
John's been plagued with a lot of heavy offense, and you gotta wonder how much more he can take. Oof, face stomp.
Viper strikes RKO. Chance to retain here. The might have put this one to bed.
Measuring.
Just stomping right into the face. Oh, what a quick answer.
Crucial turnaround there because Cena was falling behind.
But Cena still has to do more to get this fully in his favor.
He answers right back. Bullseye with the drop kick. Setting course to the top turnbuckle.
Launching. Using all their body weight.
A fourth of this fight is in the books now.
This is still a race to see who can dictate the pace. And with a one-fall advantage, we know exactly who's doing that.
In full control here.
Face first in the turnbuckle.
Solely focused on... Ooh!
Set up for the side Russian leg sweep. Oh, targeting the arm. This has got to hurt.
Boot to the gut will stop anyone in their tracks.
Ooh, he's feeling it. Got him in his sights.
Trying to string together as many hits with that weapon as possible. The Viper with further plans in mind. Patented offense with the
Vintage Orton.
Cena's looking absolutely powerless. That is how a true champion defends their Will the champ make that pay off?
Forearms from the second rope.
Driving down.
And Cena is taking on a lot of offense now.
And Orton's turned the match in his favor.
Oh, a nasty stop to finish it off. Down big early in this match. I don't know how anyone can claw their way back here. This is not... Fell off with an elbow.
Here's Cena.
Can the champ recover from that?
And gets tossed back into the mat.
Targeting the arm with a big stomp.
And an early 2 falls advantage in this match. That's got to be a confidence boost.
Ooh, vicious kick to the spine.
Running knee.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. This is certainly an effective use of a foreign object.
And here's John Cena.
Five-knuckle shuffle. Cena with a hitting attack, trying to tame.
What's he looking to do here? And he breaks his own submission.
Maybe his plan was just to soften his opponent with that hold.
What's coming next?
A back suplex. And Orton finding himself on the receiving end once again.
We've seen Cena in this position so many times. Will he find a way to close things out?
With a lariat. Deep into this battle, and Cena is still doling out damage.
Cena thinking about ending this.
And he decides to let his opponent out of the hold.
Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of the submission. Oh, that'll send a shock down your spine.
Cena being the aggressor.
Orton needs to return to his instincts. He wants this fight on the outside.
He quickly slides into the ring. Still fighting back. Look at him go.
And into the turnbuckle he goes.
Kick to the body and now dragging their opponent's face or just grinding his opponent's face on the top rope.
Just caught flush.
He's waiting for him to rise to deliver something devastating.
Oh, man.
So much disdain with each of these shots. Something about this is starting to feel way more personal.
Orton dropping his opponent with clothesline. Ducks out of the way. Snap power slam by the Viper.
Cena's getting dominated.
Orton is doing a...
And there it is. The title's not going anywhere tonight.
Stomp after stomp after stomp.
RKO from out of nowhere. Devastating maneuver by the champion.
Face stomp. Isolating their opponent's arm and delivering nasty stomps.
And the challenger's really not looking so hot now.
Looks like the gas tank is running past E now.
Ooh, ceaseless punishment from the Viper.
Cena having trouble getting his bearings.
And he slides him back to the mat.
Oh, man. Look at this heel hook. This is how you punish your opponent, and he's enjoying every minute of it.
Talking trash. Forearms to the face. Cena with a face buster. And it could be an uphill fight for Randy now.
Cena going into the reserves to still find some fight.
Knuckle shuffle.
Cena locking it in.
So much for the submission hold. He just lets go.
His grip strength might have run out. Systematic attack on that arm.
Punch after punch.
Devastating elbow. He's able to slip away from that.
The Viper is facing a bit of danger here.
Cena putting himself in the driver's seat.
Brutal offense.
This is just establishing dominance, followed by a stomp.
He's getting on his feet, vulnerable to what's coming next. Pow, what a shot.
Sharp punch.
Everything he can do to create space here. Caught in a bad spot. Oh, trying to dislocate the shoulder. He's leaving the ring now. No countouts to worry about.
I guess he thinks the one thing missing in this match is a steel chair.
Cena powering up his opponent into position. Attitude adjustment.
The challenger comes up big.
What impact! Right in the kisser.
He's headed up high.
He's just waiting for that perfect moment. Cena
From the top, diving leg drop.
And somehow Cena is still able to find the offense as this battle goes on.
Yeah, the Viper is genuinely in trouble here.
from the top, the leader of the C Nation.
Took a gamble once, took a gamble again, and hit the jackpot twice.
Cena looking to tie his opponent up.
And he breaks his own submission.
Maybe his plan was just to soften his opponent with that hold. Uh-oh. Shot to the gut will break things up. Spiking DDT.
And he's leaving the ring for the moment.
I guarantee that chair is not going to be used as it was designed for. Oh! Cena stays off the attack. Steel chair to the temple.
And it could be an uphill fight for Randy now.
Cena knows it's crunch time, the time where the greats come up in the clutch.
What a shoulder block.
Cena has Orton lined up. What's he thinking? Down with the cover.
May have just won the title with the champion's move.
Not a good spot to be in.
Attitude adjustment.
The challenger clearing a path to the top.
What you doing here, Corey?
The colossal clutch.
Slip right underneath, and just like that, he's out of the hold.
Sliding out of danger there.
Oh, not today. Caught by surprise with the DDT. this display of power. Kidding me?
Cena is showing zero restraint.
Orton's being kept in check.
Taking the action to the outside.
Might be taking a breather here.
A ladder. Things are about to get high risk and very painful.
They'll take things into the ring.
On the shoulders and a slam. Solid contact from the Viper.
He's getting back up, but I don't think he's going to like what he finds. Elbow on the spot.
He's got him square in his sights here. Axe handle from the middle rope.
And he's staggering to his feet, about to head right. The champ delivering when it counts.
Slides under the ropes. Back into the ring. Oh, look at this. Just cranking the head. That's gotta hurt. Answers back on Orton.
Look at the power from Cena. Face first.
John Cena, top rope.
From the top, the leader of the C Nation.
John Cena looking to close this thing out.
And he just decides to end the hold.
Wonder what he's thinking here.
Ooh. Elbow drop.
Taken to the floor, and he's got no worries about the count. Here he comes, sliding back into the ring. This is just turning into a savage display of violence.
Pinpoint aim right to the arm.
He's able to avoid heavy contact. Spiking DDT. Is it just me, or is Orton still getting better at that?
It's not, and he is. Oh no, trapping the arm. Vicious stomps to the hand.
An uninterrupted surge against Cena here.
The attacks. KO.
That's gotta be it.
And here we go. Locked in. It's locked in. And here we go. Locked in. Crossover again. Is it tap out time?
If he tapped.
And wait a second. Interesting turn of events here.
Yeah, he just released the... The champ might have just sealed things.
Delivering nasty stomps. Oh no. Look what we have here. He has no idea what's coming his way.
Here we go. And Orton just getting more ruthless as this match.
Oh, and soon we could be seeing a submission here.
Crucial moment in this Iron Man match. Looking to score a fall with this submission. He lets his opponent out of the submission.
Yeah, but who knows what damage has been done. And a knee across the face.
The clock just hit the midway marker. Still a grueling half to go.
And a very narrow one-fall lead. Winning this next fall is absolutely crucial. Ooh, chucked that chair right at him.
Stomp after stomp after stomp.
RKO out of nowhere. That's it. The title's going nowhere.
superstar has an advantage. The champ taking care of business here.
Hoisted up and driven down. Emerald Flosion.
The champ struggling to fight back.
This could be the defining moment of this match for him. What does he do now?
The knuckle shuffle. John Cena, submission move in. The STF. He had it locked in. I didn't expect him to just let go.
I don't know what he's thinking, but he needs to focus on the task at hand. Well measured.
I don't know if this is a good idea. This is going to take more strength than he has left.
A lift up power bomb.
Hold on. He's just measuring him now. Oh, tossing chairs like it's hardcore heaven. Orton's so evasive. Clothesline!
Off with their head.
Oh no, getting in position. What's he planning to do here? Could we be looking at a fall here?
Might need to surrender just for...
Nice escape.
Oh, springboard stunner by Cena.
Trying to find his feet. This does not look good for him. Nice hip toss.
This is just ridiculous. Look at the power. This is downright superhuman.
He's looking to take things to the outside now. He's headed out to the ringside area. Cena! Driving into the canvas for the attitude adjustment.
The challenger might have what it takes to win this.
What a shot.
Climbing up the turnbuckle here. Taking this fight back into the ring.
Up high, cross body.
And more fight being brought to Orton there.
Cena knows it's crunch time. The time where the greats come up in the clutch.
Oh, here we go! What's he looking to do here? He lets go of the hold, but I don't see any reason for it.
No telling what's going on in his mind right now, Michael.
And Cena now is dominating.
Looks like Orton's struggling here.
Sliding into the ring now.
Ooh, merciless looking blow.
Anticipated that.
Half Nelson applied. Into a neck breaker. Phenomenal.
Deep into this battle, and Cena is still doling out damage.
Yeah, Orton has been challenged every step of the way. Ooh!
But Viper able to strike back. Boom!
Boot! Nice.
Heading to the outside now. He gets back into the ring.
John Cena.
Powerbomb from Cena. No! Throwing those steps with such disregard for their opponent. Oh, kick right to the spine.
Kick to the stomach. And continues to target the leg.
Been chipping away at that base as the match progresses.
He's climbing the turnbuckles to the top. Looking for something big here.
Look out! Oh, brutal miscalculation.
Fast thinking saved him there. So much damage to the neck. Got the leg and dropping the bow.
Orton stops,
punishing the human body.
He's leaving the ring now. No countouts to worry about. And he re-enters into the ring.
His mind is turning. Might be close to the end.
Close fist connects. Cena. Look at this power. Onto his shoulders.
Attitude adjustment. Can the champ recover from that?
What is Cena doing on the top rope?
John Cena, you can't see me. And Orton hit with another powerful shot there.
Cena going into the reserves to...
Cena thinking about ending this.
So much for the submission hold. He just lets go.
His grip strength might have run out.
Elbow drop.
Piercing.
Like a heavy bag.
Stomping away. Being sized up. He might regret getting back up here.
Oh, just driving those steel stairs right into their opponent. What a collision!
Cena up the turnbuckles.
Measuring him now, lining it up.
Up high. Body cross body. Throwing all caution to the wind.
Orton has the momentum against him here.
Cena's having his way.
Watch out. Tossing those steel steps like they're nothing. Saw it coming. It counters it.
Arm smash in the corner. Boom. The Gulak attack.
Orton measuring. Oh, precision knee drop.
Oh, man. Shucking the steps right into them.
That'll cost some teeth.
Measuring. Oof. Face stop.
Oh, look at this. Measuring. He's about to unleash something big.
Out of nowhere. The champ is in control. Oh, look at the start of this. Could be going into the playbook for submission.
Is it tap out time?
If he taps, he'll be in a worse position and down a fall. The score...
And he decides to let his opponent out of the hold.
Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of the submission.
And Orton still able to assemble some offense of his own.
That's going to put Cena up against the wall in this back and forth affair.
Vengeance! Randy Orton!
Oh my goodness, dribbling the opponent's head like a basketball.
You can see the dominance on display.
Cena hoisting them up from behind into position. Did the champ just close this out? Whoa, diamond-plated steel coming at you.
Could be enough to continue the reign.
And here we go. Locked in. It's locked in. And here we go. Locked in. It's locked in. Submission locked in tight here. He lets go of the hold, but I don't see any reason for it.
Don't tell him what's going on in his mind right now, Michael. I don't know what he's got in mind heading to the floor here.
Back in the ring.
Oh, targeting the arm. This is gonna hurt. Oh, he cuts it off. Sent
done.
Watch out, tossing those steel steps like they're nothing.
Stumbling to his feet. He might just be rising to meet his end here.
That just happened?
Did the champ just finish the job?
Forearms for the second rope.
Driving down.
This right here is vintage Randy Orton stomp.
Orton picking his spot.
He's looking lost out there. Looking like an easy target.
Champ close to ending it here.
They are feeding off the WWE fans, now pinning the arm down and
A series of vicious stomps.
Cena now taking the brunt of the attack.
Orton loves to have this kind of control.
Oh, a nasty stomp to finish it off.
Oh man, that'll bend your arm. And at this point, he's been able to battle through the pain, but I don't see that possibility anymore.
He's got to think of preserving himself and not allow things to get worse. And an elbow.
Boom! Ooh, stiff punch.
Kick to the gut creates separation. Uh-oh, has to find a way out of this.
Put down face first. Cena ready to close it out.
You can't see me!
And the five-knuckle shuffle. Followed by a five-knuckle shuffle.
Looks like he's got something in mind for ringside here.
Back into the ring now. Cena looking to put this thing away.
And he just decides to end the hold.
Wonder what he's thinking here.
And that cuts Cena right off. And Cena retaliates.
Dueling reversals.
Catches a punch.
All these counters, it's like they're in each other's minds.
And it could be an uphill fight for Randy now.
Cena knows he can't let up at this point. This is when he's at his best.
And he now slides back into the ring.
Some serious damage to the arm being inflicted here. Ah, look at this, just cranking it out. Bam!
Evades the attack.
He's doing everything he can to fight out of this tough spot.
Shoulder tackle.
Looking for something big here.
We know what's racing through his mind.
Cena.
Diving Fameasser. And just under a quarter of total time remains in this Iron Man war.
And the score remains at a standstill.
Attitude adjustment.
Could that be enough to gain the title? From the top, the leader of the C-Nation. Cena thinking about ending this.
He had it locked in. I didn't expect him to just let go.
I don't know what he's thinking, but he needs to focus on the task at hand.
Oh, target acquired and destroyed.
Cena's bringing out his full arsenal.
This can't be how Randy Orton envisioned this match going.
Headlock applied, a nice short jab to the bridge of the nose.
And it might be time to try to ramp things up to try and catch up. 2 falls is not too far, but there's no time for rest.
Vintage Orton.
I think we know what he's thinking, and it's not going to be nice.
This might be it.
And here we go. Locked in. It's locked in. And here we go. Locked in. Crossover again. It's locked in. He's got to be looking for an out here. He lets his opponent out of the submission.
Yeah, but who knows what damage has been done.
It pulls off the reversal. Quick thinking that time.
That's a no-good driver.
And the lead is only one fall, but there's still time for things to change. No one is losing sight of that reality.
Looks like he's coming back in. Ooh. One step ahead there. Going outside. What's he got planned here?
He's thinking a steel chair is just what he needs to wreak some havoc here.
Oh, getting smacked in the head with a chair.
Might not know where exactly he is right now, and it's about to get worse. Perfect execution by the champion.
Caught with a punch. Just like that, Cena gets intercepted.
Stalking a downed opponent. And a forearm right to the face.
He wastes no time dodging the attack.
German suplex. He's headed to the top now.
What is Cena doing on the top rope?
John Cena, you can't see me. John Cena, submission move in, the STF. And wait a second, interesting turn of events here.
Yeah, he just released the hold, and I'm racking my brain wondering why. Precarious position here.
Electric chair to the face buster.
John Cena looking to close this thing out.
And would you look at that? He just let go of the submission.
Maybe he did the damage he had to do and has something else in mind now.
Taken to the floor, and he's got no worries about the count.
Determination in his eyes, and now a kendo stick in his hands. Oh, ouch. Oh.
Getting back to his feet, trying to fight on, but it might be too late.
Caught an elbow to the gut for that effort.
Look at the power from Cena. Face first.
And late in the game, Cena keeps mounting the offense.
Yeah, the Viper is genuinely in trouble here.
Pulled in for
Belly to belly. Right to the leg.
Oh, kick right to the back. Moves from the ring to the outside. Face first.
Gosh. Caught in the electric chair, but fighting.
Right hands will do it.
Come on, there's no fair play in that.
What's he open to find down there?
Bringing a steel chair into play here.
Oh, my God.
Cena telegraphed that.
Whoa, monkey flip.
I love it.
Tossed back into the ring. Ooh. Picked up and being carried around now.
Crash landing, face first.
Ah, John Cena. This is vintage Cena.
shuffle.
What's he looking to do here? And he breaks his own submission.
Maybe his plan was just to soften his opponent with that hold.
Setting up for something here.
Attitude adjustment. That might have just sealed the deal on us having a new champ.
Elbow drop.
Working to neutralize that arm.
And more fight being brought to Orton there.
Cena going into the reserves to still find some fight.
And a sit-out powerbomb.
Thunderous impact. Oh, look at this, raining right hands.
Non-stop blows.
And Randy can't mount any offense.
And I think Cena's got more in store, too.
He wants this fight on the outside.
And here we go, returning to the ring.
The Viper connects.
DDT by Orton.
Heads outside the ring.
And no countouts means he can take his time. And of course, kendo sticks are always under the ring in the event of any rogue ninja attacks.
An RKO from out of nowhere.
Consider your title dreams dashed after that.
Measuring. Oof, face stop. Look at this, just unloading. And a stop to the gut, too.
And Orton just getting more ruthless as this match goes on.
Perfect execution from the champ.
Fist drop.
Target locked in. He knows it's that time.
Orton with a fence press.
By Randy Orton.
And Cena is being run ragged in the late going.
Orton's clearly getting into that gear where he just wants to end things.
And now he gets back into the ring. Cena warding him off.
And Cena puts a quick stop to the momentum that was mounting against him.
He's still in this, and he's making sure everyone knows that.
Cena powerbomb. We can certainly say we are headed into the home stretch right now.
Down by 2 falls this late in the match has to be an albatross around the neck.
Clothesline in the corner. Headed out to ringside now. What does he have planned? And slides back into the ring. Taking full advantage of the foreign object in play here. Back-to-back attacks.
Look at the power from Cena.
Oh, Cena with a face buster.
Cena looking to tie his opponent up.
So much for the submission hold. He just lets go.
His grip strength might have run out. The leader of the pack here having a 3 falls lead. Very commanding.
And somehow Cena is still able to find the offense as this battle goes on.
Yeah, Randy's odds are in some serious jeopardy.
Cuts the attack off.
Randy looking to get back in this.
Orton hoping to start a rush of his own with that attack. Switched it up and hit the DDT.
Uh-oh. Here it comes, legendary!
Five-knuckle shuffle. Slips away just in time.
And Cena is in command.
Cena powering up his opponent into position. Attitude adjustment. We might see a new champion crowned.
It's not over, but the score differential on the board is worlds apart. Every trick needs to come out in short order.
He is trying to get up, but it is not going well.
Nice right hand. And Orton hit with another powerful shot there.
We've seen Cena in this position so many times. Will he find a way to close things out? We've seen this before. Opponent draped over the middle rope.
Placing his opponent in position for the DDT. Did the champ just close this out?
Oh, man. Ooh. Oh, this is really getting out of hand here. Someone needs to step in. Nice job dodging contact there.
And Orton maintaining that patented vicious streak of his deep into this match.
That's going to put Cena up against the wall in this back-and-forth affair.
Luthez press. Raining down right hands.
And Cena's starting to falter here.
This devastating offense from Orton is so hard to prepare for.
Crucial turnaround there because Cena was falling behind.
Cena's never give up attitude shining through once again.
And this one's taken to the outside.
The Viper shows. That could be enough to continue the reign.
And he tosses it back in now.
Able to slip out of that one.
Final moments of this match always ramps up the pace. Orton to the top.
From way up. Double axe handle.
And another brutal attack on Cena.
Orton has picked his spots all night, and he just did it again. DDT. Elbow drop. Oof, and all the impact brought to the knee.
Waiting for him to get back on his feet so he can strike. That's it. The title's going nowhere.
Forearm club. He manages to slip out of the way. Clothesline.
Carrying the opposition. What's the thought here?
It just got as bad as it could for the champ.
He has him lined right in his sights. DDT.
The champ in a very bad way.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer a good defense will even matter.
And the title's changing hands.
Here is your winner, and the new undisputed WWE Champion, John Cena.
And he's our new champion. What a win.
What a stunning moment. These superstars gave everything they had, but the new champ wanted it just a little bit more.